I think also another thing that's missing, a component that's missing that probably will never come back, or at least not in our time, in our, saying lifetime anyway, is like the prospect of properly vetting an individual to actually be with. We're more chasing the feeling than we are actually chasing like long-term relationships. So we're not necessarily properly vetting the individuals. And I think like vetting is way more important for women than it is for men, because for men, I think we have our primary goal and objective is always to be a strong provider, protector, blah, blah, blah. If we can actually maximize the potentials in all of those areas, we can kind of like, we have more to pick from. You see what I'm saying? A man who's not fit, a man who's not purpose driven, a man who's not financially stable never gets the same options as a guy who has all of those things lined up.
Absolutely not.
For women can be easily fooled though, because they never know what's going on behind the scenes for a man. They choose from their feelings. You know what I'm saying? They're not choosing from a pragmatic standpoint most of the time. They're not looking at this guy like whether or not he's actually responsible. They were like, well, I felt like he was a good guy, or he made me laugh.
Or it's the superficial stuff that they look at when they looking at them. Because I know plenty of, and I'm not saying this is all women, but I know women who have looked at me when I step out. Siks, you know this. Sometimes I come out in a nice pair of jeans, but my shirt will be wrinkled. Mm-hmm. I may not even give a fuck about this shirt because I don't care at that point in time. But when I do come out, I've seen women turn me down and get with someone who was way underneath, what I would consider myself as far as like on a scale of being a good quality man. Yeah. And you hear the story, he running around saying all this stuff about it, stuff that I would have never said. I would just been like, yo, she cool people, and kept on moving.
Yeah, because see what it is the thing about like this. Women have only had the opportunity to choose maybe like the last 40, 50 years. And prior to that, the vetting process went through like the men in the family. So like if she wanted to date this dude, or I won't even say if she wanted to date, if this dude wants to fuck with her, he got to meet her brothers, her father, her stepfather, or her grandfather. So the men who can vet him, who can pick him apart and find out whether or not he really a solid guy. Yep. A lot of women don't know.
There was things that he had to bring or show up with to leave a good impression.
Yep. And that's not even required anymore. Now it's like, is he cute? Does he got swag? All that other shit. What kind of money he make? Like that's all the superficial shit that does not matter is the shit that matters. And that's where we are. That's why we kind of get these situations where like I'm having these conversations with my cousin and his girls or his kids. Now it's like they don't understand like that. The checklist is really based on that, bro.
Yeah.
Checklist is strictly based on that. It's like what are the true values of this individual?
Absolutely.
Am I sharing energy with a motherfucker who may not necessarily have any life goals that align with mine? You know what I'm saying? What's that? You could ask a person what their 5-year plan is and learn everything you need to know about them. You see what I'm saying? But if you never think to ask a motherfucker, hey, where do you see yourself in 5 years?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's just a simple question like that. You ain't asking about how much money they make. You ain't asking them no personal questions about their sex life. You ain't asking them none of that. All you asking them is, where do you see yourself in 5 years?
Yeah.
And the answer they give you is very telling all the time.
Absolutely. And for me, how much money do you make a year? That's like the dumbest question to ask, man.
Well, what you bring to the table, all that goofy shit.
Those are the two dumbest questions to ask. Now, there are guys that will tell you that, but there are certain women that are looking to latch on. I'm not speaking against all women, but there are women who are looking to latch on to that when you start telling them what you make and what you do for a living and stuff like that. But there are also good women who know how to ask the correct questions to get the proper answers and understand where men, what type of man it is that she's looking for. And I tell young ladies that all the time. Like when you're talking to them, don't ask them about no superficial shit about the car he drives and what clothes do he like to wear. Like that shit does not matter. Like when a man is picking a mate, that is nothing that he's gonna care to ask you. Like that, those may be things that he may start off just as filler and just to get to know you.
Truly
no man cares about that. He don't care about you wearing Donna Karan or BCBG or Ralph Lauren or Louis Vuitton. No man cares.
You don't care that you just made partner at your law firm. That doesn't, because guess what? It's not his money. It does not matter to him. Especially if you're just in the dating phase, it's good to know that she has financial security.
Always good.
That's like, that's what that is for the average guy. But a man who's about his purpose and his means is plan. He's already prepared to pick up the bill. He's already prepared because he knows that for what's valuable to him, he will pay the price if it's valuable to him.
Cause he threw me off.